Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Catherine.
It's not Friday, it's Sunday.
No, exactly.
So
But
cheers to that, my friend. Oh,
feels
yeah.
like
See?
feels like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all in one.
So the reason that I don't have my beautiful Bridge Club mug is because I am remote. I am in Phoenix. And it's always an interesting challenge when you have a surprise trip that comes out of the way. But as you and I have discussed, we are people first and we are professionals second. And I have spent this time trying to help get my dad back home from the hospital and trying to see, what we need to do from a care perspective. But that means the show must go on. But we ran into a little bit of a pickle this week. What happened, Brenda?
We're looking for a new events plugin. The website is down. Well, no, the website is not down. Just the events page is down. The one where you're used to going in and going, oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. I'll just click there and register. Well, right now you can't just click there on the events page and register, but you can go to a shortcut we have added to the events page. Doesn't look as pretty, but it'll get the job done. So,
Or use from our emails where we're taking you directly to the registration site, which is Eventbrite. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a pickle for us this week because, we're two people and it disappeared on us. It just,
all that work. And we were pretty happy with the way it was looking too. It was kind of sad.
I think we actually were getting traffic there, which was crazier.
We were getting people going to the website and clicking in the events section, but you know what? Oh well. So we're looking for a plugin. I mean,
Anyone have a plugin? We're open to plugin.
You can lend us. No. So stay tuned. You can keep going to the events page. There will be a list there of all the events upcoming and a link you can click to go to the Eventbrite page, but it's not going to look as cute for a little while. So just bear
So anyone have a plugin piece of advice? We will give you a free mug.
absolutely.
We need the plugin. Okay.
Club.com, Catherine at bridgeclub.com. Send us your suggestions. So anyway,
or host providers. I would say this, or host providers, internet host providers.
Or just children who are good at websites and want to take all this off our hands.
That are cheap and free. Yeah.
They're cheap and free. Exactly.
Okay, so the other thing is we've got a great week ahead of us. Actually, we have our first two-part series with Dr. Mike Murray. Many people know him from his former role with Mariel and Boeing Ingelheim. He is now a leadership coach. And so we're really going to be talking about the spectrum of leadership. I think his perspective is really keenly important as he comes from corporate America and he can understand. He's also an RDVM. So not an RDVM, he is a DVM. And so he is going to really...
He's ADVM.
He's ADVM. Yes, there you go. And so really excited to see what he's going to bring to the table with regards to leadership. And so that is a two-part series. The first part is really going to talk about the different types of leadership. And then the second one is really going to dive in deeper. So this is on Wednesday and Thursday. This is 3:30 Central Standard Time. Use our Eventbrite, not our website, to register. So we've got that going on.
It will be truly interesting. You'll take some tidbits away that you can put into work immediately. And then, of course, there'll be many more suggestions for places you can go after the fact to continue to learn. But it should be cool.
Correct. But then we had an amazing conversation this week with Dr. Halal Dogan, and amazing.
We did. It was our first global Bridge Club. We had a veterinarian who's living in India, who has been working in Africa. She's back in India now. And then we had one from the UK as well. So really interesting discussion, and it was fascinating to me how the issues truly are global. I mean, the whole issue of disillusionment with your job, with veterinary medicine here we were talking about, truly are global. And I think Dr. Dogan was just so helpful to these young women in helping to guide them and talk through her own story. But what also was interesting to me is that we had a real diversity of ages listening on the session too. So it's not a youth-oriented kind of situation. It's not an older person-oriented topic. It was truly transcended country and age.
What I found to be also interesting is it was not an owner bashing session, which I think a lot of people initially thought, oh, people are just going to blame everything on the owner. But we had an owner on the discussion as well, giving the perspective. And we had a recruiter from Stacy Purcell, the vet recruiter, on, kind of giving the perspective of something I didn't know. And that was the number of corporate jobs or corporate industry jobs for veterinarians is on the decline.
It
So
is.
if everyone thought that was their solution, hop on over. The reality is that is not a solution.
The other thing I think is interesting for people to know is that you can find a good paying job as a veterinarian. You may just not be looking in the right places because there are practices who are desperate for good veterinarians right out of school or with experience. So keep looking until you find the spot that's right for you, and don't accept a salary that is less than what you think you can honestly go to work for day
I
in
think
and day
that's
out.
huge.
I mean,
I think
Stacey
that's
was really reinforced that point.
Yes, and culture being a really critical point of the place that you do finally land. Not every place is for everybody, and so therefore find the one that is best for you, which is fantastic.
And we love that discussion so much. We will be hosting another, probably not until August, but if that's a topic you're interested in, stay tuned, watch for that one. And if you're an All Access member, we would heartily recommend you take a peek at the this particular session that was
This
Wednesday.
one was good. This was really good. So we also want, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
We can't forget about Shay, Dr. Shay's.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, so on Monday the 7th, another really terrific session coming up. Dr. Shay Cox, who is quickly becoming an industry insider and guru on the subject of telehealth, is going to attend the American Telemedicine Association meeting symposium, which is right now going on in Chicago. And when she comes back, she's going to bring and share tidbits with us from what she learned is going on in human medicine and some of the applications they may have to veterinary medicine. So that one should be really interesting as well.
I think that one's going to be super exciting because I think everyone, we see these as two very different professions, right? We look at human and animal health as very different, but the as you kind of were looking through the copy that we had written, it's really not so far apart. And the challenges that human medicine we do not necessarily have, but there are challenges we have that they don't have. So it's an interesting learning on both sides, and what can we take forward. It's one of the hottest industry topics we know here at the Bridge Club. We've already received a few, and it's definitely get a lot of people attending, great dialogue, and a lot of influencers. So if you are in that industry or are interested in learning more, this usually is the place for those conversations to take place. So I highly encourage that as we look at it. Okay. So then the other thing we wanted to quickly do is we have been really fortunate to have several supporters of the Bridge Club, and we would be remiss if we didn't send a special shout out to Kirk Augustine, as well as his publication, the Animal Health Digest. We encourage all of you to go in and subscribe. It is free to subscribe. He is an amazing writer, but he really is aggregating a great deal of content that you won't find anywhere else. You're not going to find it in the trade publications. You're not going to be finding it in other newsletters. He really is getting his finger on the pulse of what's been happening, and so highly encourage people to go there. He's a big supporter for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you, Kirk, truly. You have been so helpful to us, and your encouragement means more than we can possibly ever repay to you. But you guys, you will love it. It's got great information, not just about what's happening in animal health, but what's going on in marketing, what's happening in the world of finance. Just really great. He takes really interesting articles, distills it down, and then gives you the link to the full article, where it's available too. So great resource.
It is a great resource. And then the only final other thing we want to cover off on this week is, one, we're going to talk about our coffee mugs here in a minute, but you finally get to be in the office all week. When I leave here, I get to be in the office all week.
Yay!
We hope. But you have really big news for next week. What is that big news?
So next week on May 10th, my son Trevor is graduating from Clemson University graduating college.
I'm wearing orange on his behalf.
Yay! Good for you. I know I should have been wearing a Clemson. I'll wear my Clemson sweatshirt, one of mine, for the next time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the mother of a college graduate, which is kind of shocking, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Whole bunch of family going down to spend time on Lake Kiowee and cheer Trevor on, so it should be a fun time.
That'll be fun. Do you have a mug that you can do a final pitch on our mug? Since
I have
Mosaic Grounds, Arizona, and I do not have it with me.
Yes. Hold on. I got to scoot back up so I can get closer. Mug, Bridge Club mug, fabulous. Holds a lot of coffee, bourbon,
or other liquids.
Other beverages, exactly. But limited edition, you're going to want one of these, and you can get it by
May 1st, it gives you an all-access membership and allows you to have access to all of our library of videos, because that's the only way, because we are not a webinar company. And just for those of you who weren't aware, as of May 1st, our price is actually going up for our membership. We've got high demand. So our price for membership will now be $125, but this you get for $95 plus a mug.
Okay, Mug. So this is our home shopping network moment.
We love our home shopping network moment. All right, with that, my friend, we have a very big week. So let's go toast and cheers, my friend.